We're going to go through the different pieces that we've already covered in the business plan development process so far, and we're going to be putting the existing items that we've developed into LivePlan. So this video walks you through everything from beginning through importing into LivePlan. Let's get started. So the first thing that you did when we started this process was you started brainstorming problems. You do this because although you might have an idea for a business, well, through brainstorming you might come up with something even better. So it's worth taking time to just say, okay, is that the best option? Are there other problems out there that I could come up with a business idea for that would be even better? So once you start listing, okay, texting and driving causes accidents. What are some things I could come up with that? Okay, it has some possibilities. Some people just can't cook. Unfortunately, I'm one of them. Some people don't have sewing skills. Some people can't do home repairs. Groceries are expensive. And some people would make a better decision at a restaurant if they could see a picture or see pictures of the food they were ordering rather than just ordering based on words. Well, once you have a nice list of things that you're going to do, and you'll probably add to this as time goes on, you can start narrowing down the options. Okay, texting and driving causes accidents. I could create a little handheld sign that says, "You're an idiot," and hold it up. I could create something that blocks cell phone calls. I like both of those ideas, but I don't really see them as the right kind of business for me to do. So I cross that off. Many people don't have cooking skills. Well, I'm not the person to teach anyone cooking skills, so that one would be crossed off for me. Many people don't have sewing skills. Okay, well, you could teach people to sew. You could sew for them. You could offer classes online or at the college. There's different options. So you might leave that one undone for the moment, or you might cross it off. Many people can't do home repairs. Okay, well, maybe that has possibilities. I could come up with some different ideas for that. So prices of groceries are too high, but short of buying hundreds of acres and selling food inexpensively, it's not really much of a business idea because I'm in it for profit. So I'm going to cross that one off. People would make better decisions about what to order at a restaurant if there were pictures of the food. Okay, so if there were QR code images on a menu that had pictures of food items, that would be a great idea, and I could sell QR code products and services to businesses. Okay, that would be doable. So that might be something I want to do a feasibility study for. In our case, we're going to cross it off though. There isn't enough for children to do in the Twin Falls area. You could brainstorm classes, bouncy houses, entertainment centers, paintball, just different ideas. So we're going to cross that one off for now, and we've decided that we're going to focus on many people can't do home repairs because they lack skills, tools, and/or time. So once we have our problem statement, many people can't do home repairs, we start coming up with possible solutions. So the solutions are different business ideas. So to address the problem of not being able to do home repairs, well, I could teach home repair skills via YouTube. And people would pay a small amount to subscribe, and they would have all of the how-tos. Or I could teach home repair skills via community college education classes. Or a third option is I could do home repairs, and to make myself different from the competition, I would pre-contract hours. So someone might say, I might contract, okay, I'm going to have you come every other week for 3 hours, just like you would with a housekeeper. So you'd have preset hours, an amount paid, and you'd call it good, and whatever can be done during those hours is done. So, okay, we like that idea. Well, you would do a business feasibility study for each one of these so that you could verify that it's a money-making idea. How many classes would you have to teach at the community college to be able to bring in the amount of money that you need? How many minutes of YouTube video and how many subscribers would you need in order to make enough profit? So you'd break each one of those down. In our case, I just did this one as an example. So if you want to earn $2,000 and your monthly costs are $200, that means you need to bring in $2,200. Your maximum production point is 7 hours per day. Figure you're going to have some travel. 5 days per week, and then about 4 weeks per month. So 140 hours possible. You're going to charge $18 an hour, so 114 times 18 is $2,520. So this will be a feasible option. So that tells you, okay, I'm going to do home repairs myself for people based on pre-contracted hours with tasks bundled for completion. Yay! Then I'm ready to move on to the next step, and that's determining my business name and a draft summary description for the business. So honey-do is what I decided to call it because I thought honey-do lists, and that's what you're addressing is the honey-do list. So honey-do offers home repairs through preset hours so the customer's time and the honey-do's time is valued. Much like cleaning services offer contracts for daily, weekly, or bi-weekly by the hour service, honey-do will stop by at preset times by contract to complete the items listed on your honey-do list that you can't or won't do. It's a little rough, but it's a starting point. Then you develop your mission statement because everything flows through that. So the primary mission of honey-do is to provide the best service and maintenance possible for your home, to arrive on time ready for work, to present ourselves with a well-dressed, friendly appearance, and to use your parts when provided and work in a focused manner to keep your repair costs under control. When the work is complete, we leave your space clean. So that's the mission statement. Then you're ready to look at the legal format for the business. So you decide, okay, honey-do will be a limited liability corporation. And the reason is because it provides limited liability and provides pass-through taxation. And then because we want to address contracting, in order to provide the widest range of services to customers, honey-do will be licensed as a general contractor in the state of Idaho. Then you're going to refine your summary statement. honey-do is a limited liability corporation to be established in summer 2020. This unique business will offer home repairs through preset hours. Much like cleaning services offer contracts for daily, weekly, or bi-weekly by the hour service, honey-do will stop by at preset times by contract to complete the items on your honey-do list. Okay, so that's the business summary. Next, you're ready to address the business location. So honey-do will meet with customers at their home, so a dedicated office space suitable for meetings isn't necessary. The business address for honey-do will be the owner's home address. A separate dedicated space has been established in the home to complete bookkeeping, management, and marketing tasks. After you've set your business location, you're ready to work on your competitive landscape. Who else is out there? So I gathered this information, and the quotes at the bottom, or the references at the bottom, would be put in the plan. And I looked in general, and I also narrowed down to 3 specific direct competitors: Dutchman, Your Basic Handyman, and Handy Lee. I brought in some strengths and weaknesses for them, and then I also mentioned the unique advantage to Honeydew is that none of them marketed pre-contracted repair services for their customers. Then finally, the last piece is determining your branding. So the paragraph that discusses what you want people to feel, in this case, ties into the mission statement. Customers feel they're receiving the best service and maintenance possible. Honeydew branding reflects quality service delivered cleanly by friendly employees. And then I came up with a little honey bee, and the honey bee has a hammer. Isn't that cute? Okay, next we'll be putting these pieces into LivePlan. Let's walk through the steps to get going in LivePlan. Now, you should have already created your framework, but I'm going to start right from the beginning. So I'm going to create a new company, and in this case, it's Honeydew LLC. Because remember, I've already decided to call it a limited liability corporation. It's a new business. I think we're going to start in July. 3-year forecast, 1 year of monthly detail, standard in a new business. We're going to work in American financial dollars, English, and standard number separators. So we're ready to create the company. There were some items additional that I want you to drag in. Okay, we've already done this first part, so we're going to skip right down to step 14. And I'm going to move this off to the side a bit so that we can see LivePlan in place. So we're going to click into plan, and we're going to start our plan and get started and make it so we can see both items. So the first thing it wants us to do is to go to the outline and drag exit strategy to the company area under ownership and structure. So exit strategy, ownership and structure. Drag SWOT analysis into the competition section. And you might decide to adjust these a little bit on your own later as you go along, depending upon how you set your plan up, and that's fine, as long as the information is there and that I can find it. So competition, there's competition, and under current alternatives, and that is SWOT. Okay. Then drag pricing into problem solution section under validation of solution. So in that problem solution, right here, and under opportunity, I changed my mind. You can put the validation of problem and validation of solution like is on this if you want. But in mine, I thought it was easier, shorter, and simpler to include the validation information right in the problem we're solving and in the validation of solution. So I'm going to drag pricing right below our solution. So that's where I'm going to end up dragging that. Click on the custom tab and drag a custom topic in the executive summary area to right below Why Us. Okay, and we're going to title that mission statement. Okay, we're good there. In the milestones and metrics area, we're going to change the text a little bit. So key metrics, pencil, and we're going to change that to key metrics outcomes. Okay? And then one additional area that I want you to add is all the way at the end, and you're going to add a custom chapter all the way at the bottom. All the way at the bottom. That is appendix items. And then your custom topic, and it'll automatically put the section in. You'll rename that references, and you may have other topics as well in the appendix items. References. Makes it easier to keep the information in your plan easy to read if all of your references are at the end. I'll show you both ways, and that way you can decide how you want to do it, but I really think this keeps it much cleaner. Okay, once we have that done, we're finished with this for now, and we can come back to having this full screen, and we want to start putting information in. So the first section that we are working with, and let me get that open. Is the live plan problem and solution. And I walk you through the steps here, so let's go ahead and work on that. First thing we do is we click on plan, and then we're going to be adding information in that. So we want view and edit in plan, and then we want opportunity. We do not want to be in the executive summary area. We want to be in opportunity, problem we're solving, edit. And you're going to be putting your information in. And I've already pre-typed mine, that way you don't have to sit there and watch me type as long. And here is the information that I added in about the problems that people are having, how they're aging, the content that they need, and then what they can be doing. So what you're doing here is you're taking the information that you gathered for the problem we're solving, and you're putting it into paragraph form. So you've already written this part. You might need to edit down a little bit, or you might need to beef it up a little bit with a bit more research, but your goal is to have 2 to 3 items of external research to support what you're saying. And that will help you be able to balance what you are including. And I've addressed the problem of an aging population. I've addressed the problem of not having the right tool or knowledge. And I've addressed the inability to pre-plan for the expense. So all of those are addressing, okay, these are issues that people have. And then when you're done, I'm done. And this has the information here. And then to see how it would look, and you can do this at any time, you click on download and print, download as PDF, and then you can look at your file, and once we're done, this whole thing will be filled. But right now you have this, which kicks this really far down. But let's get rid of these by moving them to the appendix area, and that'll help it line up better. So we go back to view and edit, and we highlight these items, and we Control X, I'm done. And then I'm going to go into appendix items, edit, and I'm going to paste. I can put them in alphabetical order later. Okay. So now when I come back to opportunity, problem, and solution, it's a nice short piece. It needs a period. I went a little crazy. A nice short piece that references the research, and if someone wants to, they can go to the back and find where the research was taken from. Once I have the problem worth solving in place, I'm ready to go in my view and edit in my plan. I'm ready to go to pitch. And problem worth solving, I click on there. And then I'm going to take the information that was in my plan portion, and I'm going to make it very brief. You only have 250 characters in this area. So then you're going to say, I'm done. And that finishes that. You're going to move up into the top section and describe the business in one sentence. Well, home repair services. There we go. I'm done. That's its breakdown. Put my logo in, and you'll see I clicked on the name of the company, and there's my company name, and I'm going to select an image for my company, and I've saved that to my desktop. And now I have my company logo, and I'm done. So now I have Honeydew Home Repair and a logo. Yay! Now I'm ready to move into the next section, which is the solution portion. And I'm going into plan, and I'm going into solution, and I'm going to enter the solution that I have for the business, which in my case is that summary statement that I put together and that we saw in the PowerPoint slide demonstration. And our solution, oops, let's see, this is garbage. That's something that just pastes in when you use PowerPoint. So Honeydew is a limited liability corporation to be established in summer 2020, and it's that explanation. That is our solution, is to come up with this company that does contracted repair services. And then I'm done. Then you're going into your pitch area, into the solution, and you need to shorten that, because if you were to try and put it in, it cuts it off. So you want to make it as succinct as possible. Succinct, that's a hard word. As possible. So I shortened it to this. And you could use a short list if you prefer, but I just used a paragraph. And that does your solution and your problem. And then you're ready to move into the next section. And the next assignment is that competitive landscape piece. And for the most part, the information you're going to be entering is in this plan area. And you're looking at competition. So we're going to be doing market size and segments later, along with the other pieces. Right now we just want competition. And we're going to click on edit. And then I want to find the information that I gathered regarding competition. And then I'm going to paste it so that I have that. Again, this is garbage from the PowerPoint slide. And then because I don't want these, the references here, I'm going to take them out. Say that I'm done, appendix item, edit, and I'm going to add them here. And I'm done, and then I can come back to that opportunity piece, competition, and it lays much nicer without the extra piece and knowing that it's in the appendix information. I've still got the research, I've still got links to, or still got references, but it allows it to be focused here. Then in the pitch area, I'm going to click on competitive landscape, and it wants you to enter specific competitors. Now, for my business plan that I'm creating here, there was a lot of overlap with what the competitors did and didn't have. So in that text area, I go into more detail. But primarily, the competitors were the home repair services. So those were the competitors in general. And my solution is better because I'll have contracted services at preset times. And this has to be very short. You'll notice there's only 4 characters left in this area. So save, and that's all I'm going to put there. So I'm done, and that enters something here. We haven't got to these pieces yet, but we will as time goes on. The last piece that we'll add is this ownership and structure. So we'll click on edit, and then we'll go into the legal format that we discussed. And for Honeydew, they're going to be a limited liability company. It copies everything in a separate box. Again, don't know why. Anyway, Honeydew will be a limited liability corporation, blah, blah, blah. And that we already talked about in the slides. So all I did was copy and paste it here. And that way we have that finished. We are also going to be putting in locations. So we'll click on execution, and under operations there's location and facilities, and this will vary depending upon your business, where you're located, and the information. If you have research that applies. For me, I'm just putting in the very basics, and then I'm getting rid of the box. So the information for my location is very limited, but that's because it's a home-based business, and I explain why. The other items we will be completing as we go along. Once we have everything finished and we have edited everything the way we want it and everything set up ideally, then we'll go in and do the executive summary. If we were to go in and do the problem solution or any of these other pieces right now, we would likely have to edit them before we were done. So by waiting, it's going to save us a lot of time and headaches because we're not revisiting them a dozen different times. So we'll be doing the pieces in here first, and then we'll come back to executive summary at the end. So that's it for this. I'm sorry it's such a long video. Hopefully you had a chance to watch it either in one time or in pieces. But that finishes up the project, the business plan project for everything that we have so far.